Hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing my comic poll list for the week. It is a big poll list. So we're just going to go through these, review them all, and we'll also do any questions and answers that I have from my previous video and any news or updates. Now I know I'm doing this kind of quickly after my previous video for my comic globe, but I got out of work early, so that means I got my comics early, so that means everything worked out. So, might as well start where we always start, with a little bit of Batman in our life. And we'll start off with Nightwing, issue number 18, Requiem for Robin. Out of all the Requiem for Robin's issues I was looking forward to, this one was probably one I was looking forward to the most next to Batman Robin. And you're probably asking why. Well, it's pretty simple. No one had more interactions with Damian in the DC universe than Dick Grayson. He was Damian's mentor. And he was Batman and Robin. They worked best together. And I think if anyone's going to be hurt or sad or just absolutely torn apart about this, other than Bruce, it's going to be Dick. So we get that. This issue, we get a lot of Dick dealing with Damian dying. And there's some tear-jerkers in here, people. I'm not going to reveal exactly what those tear-jerkers are, but there are some tear-jerkers in this. In addition to that, Sophie Branch, although it's Sophie Zuko, so I'm just going to call it Sophie Zuko because it's always easier that way, reveals something to Dick. That something from his past is possibly still around. And that thing from his past is haunting him and is located in Chicago. So Dick Grayson makes the decision to move base to Chicago. What exactly is coming to his past to bite him in the ass? Just gonna have to read and see. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. I got a little food in my mouth. There we go. Good. Tearjerker moments in here. When Dick deals with Damian, it is sad. It is sad. Plain, flat, and simple. And it's executed so well. Thank you, Kyle Higgins, for really making me want to cry. In addition to that, I love Sophie as a character. I think she's a great character for Dick Grayson as a supporting cast member. I hope to see more of her. She works well for the character, especially seeing the fact that her father's the one that killed his parents. So there's an odd, weird relationship going on between the two of them. And in addition to that, the twist at the end was awesome. Bad, zilch. Nightwing's a 5 out of 5 issue. A real nice turning point for Nightwing, but also a good jumping on point too. The previous issue and this issue are a good jumping on point. So if you haven't got on to Nightwing, these issues are your chance too. With that said, we'll jump into Red Hood and the Outlaws, Requiem for Robin. Yeah, we got 3 of these. 3 Requiems for Robins this week. Basically in this, Red Hood is hallucinating the whole time. He's tripping out because, well, his face got pretty burnt and he's in an induced coma. So we see a lot of Jason dealing with his demons, for lack of a better term. And while this is going on, Alfred and Bruce are watching over him. And that's the basic gist of the issue. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Good. There's some nice flashback moments in this, particularly with Bruce and Jason. In addition to that, the ending was very sweet and very nice. A nice little moment between Jason and Bruce. I almost said Damien, but Bruce. The art was really good in this, and Alfred's just... everyone should have an Alfred. Not because of the servitude, but just because he's Alfred, and he's awesome. Bad, this has nothing to do with Damian. It's misleading with the Requiem for Robin title. It's more about dealing with what happened with the Joker. And that's about it. I mean, not much happens in this issue. I guess it's more of a setup for later on, but not too much happens for this issue. On a whole, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. Didn't wow me like Nightwing did, but it was still a great issue, and Red Hood and the Outlaws is still always one of my favorite comics. Catwoman, issue number 18, Requiem for Robin. Let's see how good Catwoman does this week, because last month I was absolutely disgusted with how bad and boring it was. Basically, Batman and Catwoman have a little bit of a uh, conflict with each other. Batman lets his frustrations out, and he doesn't mean to, but he lets his frustration out, and he scares the living shit out of Catwoman because usually she's like, "Oh, this is a little cat and mouse game." No, she's like, "Oh shit, he is pissed, and I do not know why." And the funny thing is Catwoman is like, "Listen, what can I do? You don't tell me much about you. How can I help you out? I'm here for you." And in a very genuine, sincere moment, Catwoman puts herself out there to help out Batman. The second half of the issue deals with Catwoman kind of getting her friend out of jail, removing the prints that were on um, evidence, and all that kind of fun ish. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. And Nocenti, if I'm pronouncing that right. You really like to torment me because at some weeks I'm loving your stuff. At other weeks I'm not loving your stuff. This week, you got some really genuine moments between Catwoman and Batman. Really nice, touching moments. I think that's where Catwoman is always at her best when she's with Batman. I know it sounds silly. Catwoman shouldn't need Batman there, but it just works out beautifully. And like I said, I think there's some sincere character moments here for Catwoman. And I did like the ending here too. The art was good, so I did like that, and the dialogue this week was good. Bad is the second half of the story I didn't give two lickings about. It wasn't bad. I guess it wasn't bad. I just didn't care. And there's actually two endings. There's one with Batman, which I liked. The second one I have really no interest in. Joe Pazzo. Don't really care. On a whole, Catwoman was better this month. I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. Reason why I'm not giving it a 4 is because they really should have continued. She should have really continued focusing on Batman. But at least it was better than last month's. So we're getting better. That's important. Batwoman issue number 18. So Batwoman and Firehawk are dealing with Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze is kind of all over the place this month. And basically, she's trying to get Mr. Freeze's ice tech for the DEO. Is it the DEO? I forgot. And while this is happening, Batman jumps in. And, Batman's not too happy because he knows that she's working for the organization. She's not stupid at all. Let me just double check so that I can confirm it's DO or yeah, DEO. It's not DOE. DEO. He knows she's working for the DEO, so there's kind of a little bickering going on between them. There's also set up for what will be, I assume, the next villain for Batwoman, and we also see Maggie Sawyer take the next step and their relationship with Batwoman. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Good, the dialogue was spot on in this. The art was beautiful. A nice fight between Mr. Freeze and Batwoman and Firehawk. Batman bickering with Batwoman was pretty fun, and I really liked how the DEO has played a part in the Batwoman comic. Bad, none. Batwoman was great this week. 5 out of 5. Moving on. Birds of Prey, issue number 18. And guess who the Birds of Prey are fighting? Mr. Freeze. So yeah, Mr. Freeze is in this issue too. Basically, Mr. Freeze and someone else who has yet to be revealed are trying to interrogate the Talons. And when they come up short, they need more Talons to interrogate. And who has a Talon on their team? The Birds of Prey. While this is going on, Black Canary does a little soul searching about where she belongs in the world and who should she blame for her problems. And really, should she be blaming herself? Okay. That kind of stuff. I roll my eyes, but really, it's not as melodramatic as it is. And of course, Mr. Freeze crashes a party in an all-out fight. So good, bad. Whether or not you should get it. Good. The fight was pretty good with Mr. Freeze. I like how this team is coming together. I also like how there's kind of some internal conflict between everyone, with people not trusting Batgirl's judgment to bring Strikes on the team. Strike for being an owl. Condor for being kind of a former criminal. Black Canary because she killed her husband. Kind of. Wink, wink. Starling because Starling is well, a double agent for one of C's. Black Canary again because she's not controlling her powers. Everyone's kind of having a little internal conflict, but it's not out in the open. It's kind of in behind, which is cool. The art is really good in this. I do like the art, and on a whole, it was paced beautifully. Bad. I thought the ending was a little bit cliche. In addition to that, Mr. Freeze should know that strikes can't talk, so why is he taking her? What's the point of torture? Besides that, 4.5 out of 5. Birds of Prey, great this week. Moving on to Queen Sonja, issue number, what are we on, 34? 34. And I think this series is coming to the end because Gail Simone is going to be rebooting Red Sonja. So I think Red Sonja is going to come to an end, and the reason why I think Queen Sonja is going to come to an end is because she's no longer a queen, and the solicits for the next issue really make it sound like it's done. Basically, Queen Sonja is livid. Her friends are dying. War is erupting all over the land. And really, she's kind of to blame. She blames herself because everywhere she goes, it brings turmoil and pain and everything for everyone. Plain, flat, and simple. People die in this issue. And Queen Sonja flips out. You want to see pissed off Sonja? You're going to see it here. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Good. The art is good in this. I do like the art, and what I particularly like about what the artist does is he makes the action scenes play out so seamlessly. The story is really good in this. I feel as though Queen Sonja right now is a better title than the main Red Sonja title. So the story in this, it grabs you and pulls you in. And this really does feel kind of like the end of the comic. I don't know if it is. Who knows? Again, with the new title coming out, I think it might be. But you really get this sense of shit's going to be getting real big soon. Bad? No, actually, this issue was a pretty good issue, too. Not that I'm trying to throw out 5 out of 5s everywhere. I'm not trying to do that, but Queen Sonja is going to get a 5 out of 5. This was a really nice issue. And it's a nice pick-me-up because although I didn't get to review Sonja last week, Sonja was a little disappointing last week. Yeah, if I remember. On to Green Lantern New Guardians, issue number 18, Wrath of the First Lantern, part, what are we, 7 now? Yeah. It is what you think it is. The First Lantern being a bitch and causing multiple different realities for everyone. This time he focuses on Carol Ferris, Saint Walker, and LaFreeze. Basically, Sapphire, Blue, and Orange. And that's it. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. What, you want me to summarize a story that... There's no point in summarizing the story. Every Wrath of the First Lantern tie-in has been this. Good. LaFreeze's story was really nice. I particularly like the fact that his greed and Arviance is so strong that it tears through the illusion of what the First Lantern has. And I particularly like one of his illusions where he gains control of the Blue Ring and he mixes the two together and becomes all omni-powerful. Bad about everything else. I'm so bored with these First Lantern tie-ins. The First Lantern story itself is good, but these tie-ins, I mean, other than the Kyle Rayner one and, yeah, the Jon Stewart one, all of them are just so boring. I don't really count Red Lanterns because they really haven't done too much, but it's just like, oh, God. It's not like it's poorly written either. It's just boring because we have this omni-powerful character that's doing nothing but just screwing with people. That's it. It's like having freaking Albert Wesker show up and just start flicking you in the ear for a half hour. You have this awesomely powerful bad guy just going, that's it. So, 2 out of 5. Constantine, issue number 1. I just threw it around. So, let's talk a little bit about Constantine. Before the New 52, I really never read anything with Constantine in it. I never read Hellblazer. I just didn't know much about the character outside the movie. That's probably not a good way to get introduced to the character. But I say this a lot. I love Justice League Dark. I went to Justice League Dark mainly because Zatanna was in it. but it stayed because Constantine was in it. The character grew on me, so when I heard Jeff Lemire and Ray Fox are going to be doing a comic together on it, Jeff Lemire, the master of the dark side of the DC universe, I said, yes. Basically, in this, Constantine is looking for a mystical compass. A mystical compass that can make him pretty much all-powerful. And what does Constantine like? Power. Make no mistake, people, Constantine may be a good guy, but he's kind of a dick, and he does have power-hungry issues. Anyways, Constantine comes up against some powerful mages to get this compass, and we also find out this compass is in pieces. But will Constantine make the big decision to allow someone to die to gain this power, or will he save someone and prove that there might be something deep down inside? Gonna have to read and see. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. I really like how the coloring and the art was done in this and how it blended so well. There's vibrant colors, but there's like a dark, a dull hue to it, and it really does play off the mood very well. I do like that. Constantine feels very nicely in character from what we've seen in Justice League Dark. He's fun. He's adorable. Not adorable. Enjoyable. He's kind of adorable. Witty and surprising. The guy will surprise you on what he will do to get the job done. I like the new characters that are brought in, even if they're just, villains here and there. And it leaves off on a nice note. Bad? None. Gonna do it again. 5 out of 5. Constantine. Really good. Amethyst. Sword and Sorcery, issue number 5. So basically, Constantine, that dickhead we were just talking about, allows Eclipso to go back to Gem World. Because Eclipso is originally from Gem World. And people die, shit gets real, and Eclipso is pissed. Pissed. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. I know that's a quick review. Good. Art is great in here. Dialogue is great. Calypso, I enjoyed him in this more than I enjoyed him in any other part of the DCU in the New 52. Bad. The only bad I can really say, and it's no fault to the actual comic itself, there's two bads. One is no fault to the comic itself, but it's hard to enjoy this knowing that the end is coming all so soon. This comic really shouldn't be canceled. I know people aren't picking it up for whatever reason. Maybe they're just not interested. That's fine. But it's a really great comic. It's a damn shame it's getting canceled. The other bad is Constantine's kind of a bad guy in this. Like I said, the guy has a heart, but he can be kind of a dick. On a whole, whether or not you should get it, 3.5 out of 5. Enjoyable issue. Pick it up. If you've been reading it this far, this much. Savage Wolverine, issue number, 3? Basically, Wolverine and China are trying to get in, and what exactly are they trying to do? I'm not sure. That's the thing that was going through my mind in this comic is, are they trying to infiltrate the tribe? Are they trying to get off the island? What exactly is going on with China and Wolverine? But basically, they're trying to work together, and of course, shit does not go their way, and, well, of course, something's going to go wrong. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Good. The dialogue was fun and witty in this. The art was really good. And in addition to that, I do like Wolverine's interactions with Shauna. Bad. The ending was a little cliche, and there was a bit of fighting, but in a comic that I think should have a lot of action, there's only maybe the last bit of the comic that has action. That's about it. On a whole, whether or not you should get it, Savage Wolverine is fun. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. I might be dropping it, though, just because with all the comics I'm picking up, money is tight. Human Bomb, issue number 4. This is the last of the Human Bomb issues, 4 of 4. Basically, Human Bomb's on the moon, and he needs to blow it up. I'm not kidding. That's really what he's got to do. Alien race is plotting to take over the world, and who's there to help out is Human Bomb. He just needs to blow the shit up. Good, bad, well, or not, you should get it. Good. I like the fighting in this. I love how it's all action all the way through. And in addition to that, I like the character, and I do like how it ends because it ties into the freedom fighter thing. Bad is that I don't know. The story was kind of dull towards the end, kind of cliche with stuff that we've seen before. With some other, and with the exception of the raid, the minis have kind of done that. Start off really strong and then kind of become cliche at the end. On the whole, I'm going to give this also a 3 out of 5. Decent issue, but decent at that. Just that. Moving on to Supergirl, issue number 18. So basically, Supergirl is recovering from the kryptonite poison that she felt during Hell on Earth, and while this is going on, we find out why Lex Luthor is so comfy just in prison, just chilling there. Why? Because he's Lex Luthor, and he always has a backup plan to whatever's happening. And he's taken a particular interest in Supergirl. Will Luthor get his hands around the blonde bomber, or will Supergirl get attacked by someone else from Superboy's past? Or both. Or neither. Or I'm just making this shit up. Just gonna have to read and see. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Good, the art is good. I really do like the art. I said it a lot. The setup with Power Girl is cool in this. Power Girl shows up and there is setup in this. So there's going to be a interaction between the two. Supergirl fills in character. The way that they set her up in the New 52, being kind of cautious but young and impulsive, they set her up very nicely in that. So you do get that feeling here. Luthor is just badass. Bad. The fight scene was okay, but it's kind of random, and I think it was a little unnecessary. And that's about it. 4 out of 5. Supergirl. It's been the best of the Superman stuff consistently throughout the New 52, so I would recommend picking it up. On to Action Comics, issue number 18, the epic finale to Grant Morrison's run on Action Comics. And it goes out with a bit of a whimper, in my opinion. Basically, the whole concept of Grant Morrison's Superman is where Batman was about fighting and cheating death, Superman was about dealing with the impossible. And Superman deals with the impossible. He fights this fifth dimensional, Visidrex or Villadrex. Visidrex is a Magic the Gathering card. 6/6 blue 7 mana, I think. It's been years since I played Magic. But basically, he's fighting against the fifth dimensional imp, and he's fighting him at all different points in history. Good. The ending was nice. It is classic Superman. We'll get some cameos in this, which was pretty cool. And some nods to previous Superman stories, like back in the Silver Age where he had a lion head. Something along that lines. Bad is that for a comic book run that started off so good, Action Comics was really good in the beginning. It kind of fell apart towards the end, in my opinion. And I think Grant Morrison went too super high concept with the comic, if I could say. I think he lost touch of what is really great about. I think he lost touch with Superman as a character because, if anything, I mean, All Star Superman is one of the best Superman comics out there, but I just didn't feel it here. On the whole, it wasn't bad, but it didn't blow me away. 3 out of 5. Moving on. TMNT issue number 20. So it is the Turtles versus Krang. There's your review. It's basically that. The Turtles versus Krang. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Action was good. Characters was good. Art was good. Dialogue was good. Synergy was good. Everything about this comic is good. Why aren't you picking up TMNT right now? This has been one of the best new comics in the past 2 years. 5 out of 5. Stellar issue. I continue to love this series more and more I read it. Captain America issue number 5. So Captain America is, well, doing what he's been doing for the past 3 issues. Protecting Ian, pretending that he's Ian's father, dealing with having a giant face on his chest, and fighting for his life the whole time. Zola. Is it Zola? I think that's the name of the giant robot thingy. I'm still learning um, Marvel villains. I don't know if this villain was used before. Zola is pissed and he wants to kill Captain America. And Captain America does something very drastic in order to alleviate himself of this infection that he has. Exactly what will it be? I'm gonna have to read and see. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Good is the action is good. I really do like the feeling that Captain America gets that he's struggling and he's barely holding on. He's at the edge of his ropes. So I do like that. Um, the art is good, depending on the panels. There's a few times where the art looks a little like towards the end. But there's for the fight scenes, the art looks pretty good. And freaking Captain America just looks like shit. And I say that in the most positive, endearing way. He just looks like he gone through hell. Bad, nothing really bad. I just kind of hope that this particular story arc will come to an end so we can move on to the next. It's been enjoyable, but, 5 issues, we've been going on it for a while. And it feels like it's been the same thing over and over again. Fighting for our lives, trying to find a way out, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. Moving on. Let me just scratch my back. 2. DC Universe presents Starfire. So this is actually set a bit in Starfire's past, I think. They're very vague on how it's told. But basically, with this, and I think it is set in Starfire's past, because it kind of hints towards leading into what would be the new Teen Titans. But basically, Starfire is at this alien village, and there's questions on whether or not Starfire should be in this village or not. Is she drawing attention to this village, or is she protecting this village? Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Good, Starfire was very much in character in this. The art was good, and I do like the conflict that kind of comes up with the story. Bad, it doesn't really do anything for Starfire's character. It's just kind of there. We don't establish anything new for the character, just the same stuff that we've been looking at for Starfire in the New 52. It doesn't really serve a purpose at all. It's just a nice story. It's a good story, but it doesn't serve anything. Whether or not you should get it, 3 out of 5. Decent issue. Actually, 2.5 out of 5. It's a decent issue. I don't know if it's worth picking up, but if you do, I don't think you'll be disappointed. Vibe issue 2, or Justice League of America Vibe issue 2. This comic is going to get canceled. Not because it's bad or good or either. It's just I go to my comic store and I find out that me and only one other person out of like 200, like 100 and something subscriptions that are there are the only 2 people that have Poland's Vibe. I feel bad for the comic already. But basically, in this, Vibe is working with Argus, tracking down an alien, and the poor alien, the poor thing, yeah, Vibe kills it. Or Vibe doesn't kill it. Well, kind of. You have to read and see. But Gypsy's used a little bit more in this. It looks like Gypsy's going to be a supporting character in this comic. And we see this kind of ties into Justice League of America issue 2, which is also out this week. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Vibe as a character is enjoyable. I find him to be fun. I like the connection to Argus, and I also like how this is just kind of a fun DCU comic. Bad. There's maybe a little too much crossing over into other comics. References. It feels as though some of this is kind of filler. It's like a good maybe 25% of this is dialogue and panels from other issues. So that kind of pissed me off. But this was decent. This was fun. 4 out of 5. I would recommend it. Vibe is a good comic. I mean, it's co-written by Jeff Johns. I hope it would be good. I'm not saying Jeff Johns is be all end all, but still, I would hope it would be good. We have 3 comics left to do. Wonder Woman issue number 18. So a lot of Wonder Woman's storylines get tied up here, while new storylines continue to flourish. Basically, Wonder Woman is on a quest to get Zola's child back, and War is there to help her out. And while this is happening, the firstborn, Zeus's firstborn, and that's all we know him as, is gaining more and more power. Will Wonder Woman be able to save the child? What will War's role be in this? What will Hermes' role be in this? What will Orion's role be in this? And exactly what does the Firstborn have planned for everyone? Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Everything is good. This is a great issue. A lot of things get tied up, a lot of things established early on, but at the same time, this continues to build the Wonder Woman story. It continues to build Wonder Woman dealing with the Firstborn, which I'm pumped to see when that happens. I am pumped to see when that happens. The art is gorgeous. The writing is gorgeous. Just when you think you have everything figured out, it turns on you. Beautiful battle scenes, excellent fight scenes. The only thing I could ever say I'm complained about is that the art constantly changes. You don't notice it so much because the art is very similar throughout the book, but it's for someone like me who reads a lot of comics, you do pick up on it. But this is also a 5 out of 5. Justice League of America, issue number 2. So this is the team coming together for the first time, kind of talking with each other and getting to know each other. In addition to that, we kind of see them go into their first mission to find out the secret society of villains. And lastly, in addition to that, we get the backup for Martian Manhunter. Good. I like to see these characters interact. There was one comment that Jeff Johns made like 2 years ago where he said, I want to have a situation where Hawkman walks into the room and drops a mace on the table, and everyone's like, Are you okay? And he's like, Yeah, you're covered in blood. Oh, don't worry, it's not my blood. That happens in this, so that was pretty funny. But I like to see all the characters interacting with each other. And the cliffhanger in this was very good. And also, David Finch's art is beautiful as always. And the Martian Manhunter backup was enjoyable. Bad, for such great interactions that we have with characters, not all the characters are there. Uh, not all the characters get to interact. Like Baz doesn't show up, and was it Catwoman doesn't go with them to the meeting and all that kind of stuff. So uh, that kind of annoyed me. And 2 is half the comic is Martian Manhunter, which is fine and good. Like I said, the story was good, but I do think it did take away a little bit from the issue. I would have liked the Martian Man. Actually, I don't know. I'm conflicted on that. Uh yeah, I'm a little conflicted because I do like the Martian Manhunter backup, but it did take away from the. Actually, you know what? It didn't take away from the comic. I think it's the fact that the characters are just sitting around and talking a lot that took away from the comic, or made the comic seem shorter than it was. On a whole, I did enjoy this issue, not quite as much as the first one. I'll give this a 3.5 out of 5. I do like the comic itself. I want to see it build and flourish. Okay? And the last comic this week is just the regular Justice League, issue number 18. And Cyborg takes pretty much center stage here. Basically, this is the Justice League trying to form up and roll call and recruit new members. And they basically call people up to the Justice League and see who would fit in. You see members, you see possible members like Zatanna, Black Canary, the new Adam, who's a female, which I will get on to when I talk about the good, the bad one, then I should get it. Gold Rush, Firestorm, Nightwing, Platinum, so on and so forth. Several different characters show up, and you kind of see who gets recruited, who doesn't, who's kind of up in the air. There's 3 characters that are pretty much guaranteed to be recruited, while the rest are up in the air. And I think the only one that's not going to join for sure is Nightwing. But I think everyone will kind of know that because Nightwing doesn't really want to be part of the Justice League at all. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Good. The Justice League just sitting around and talking with each other is awesome. I think it was handled well this week. It's fun to see these gods among men just sit down and chat with each other. And it was kind of cool just to see them do the roll call and to talk and draft. It felt like an NFL draft only with the Justice League. And I do like the characters that were picked. And let me just say, the new Adam, for the very little that we've seen of her, I like her a lot. I was very indifferent on Ray Palmer, but I like this new Adam. I'm curious to see how she works. I like this new Adam. I like also Elemental Woman. She's coming off pretty cool to me too. Um, Great cliffhanger, and the Shazam backup is good as always. Uh, Bad, nothing. 5 out of 5. Justice League is such a fun book. Such a fun book. Okay, so I didn't do this last time because I'm a ditz and I completely forgot. But I'm gonna do my 3 comics to get this week. The 3 comics that I think are, the shits, the comics that you must have. Boom. Coming in at number 3 would be Justice League of America issue 18. Such a good issue. Really did enjoy it. Should pick it up. Coming in at number 2 should be TMNT. Same thing. The storytelling in this is so well handled. This series, if you're not picking up, I think you're missing out. Go back and get the trades if you have to, and then continue onwards. It's really fun. The number 1 comic for me this week, my Andrewcutter pick of the week, is Nightwing issue number 18. Some tear jerkers here and there, but in addition to that, great setups for future issues. So those are my picks of the week. As for news or updates, the only real big update I have is I'm going to have a couple reviews for you. Some New 52 trades. I got Batman Robin, Dark Knight Detective trades, Volume 1s. So I'll be reviewing those sometime. And then I'm going to get the Volume 2 trade for Batman. Gore of the Owls Part 2. So I'll be reviewing those at some point. As well as some other Batman stuff, like Batman and Robin, White Knight, Dark Knight, uh, other stuff. Don't worry. But there's no real big news for me to talk about right now. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention this. Mr. Deadpool fan and I did another video maybe a week ago. So if you want to go check out his channel at the bottom, we talk about Batman RIP, but we do go off on a tangent about other things as we always do. But check it out at the bottom, and there's a link. Lastly, is we'll get into some comments, questions, and answers. Basically, you can ask any question or comment about anything on this video, and I will respond to it. And I try to hit every single one. If I miss you guys for whatever reason, don't kill me, please. Okay. So number 1, first is Apollo 4524. Thanks for the great video. How far did you read into Witchblade? What are your thoughts on Witchblade so far? And I've been reading Witchblade very slowly because I've had other comics to read and time. I think I'm on issue like 25 maybe. I think Witchblade is fun. I like the characters and I like the mythology behind it, but it's very 90s with his dialogue and with his posing and everything. It is the epitome of the 90s, but the art is great. It's Churchill, right? And I like his art. God bless his soul. R.I.P. Because he passed away. Was it a year ago or a little bit earlier? He always has good art. So right now I'm enjoying Witchblade. But I can't give you guys a full feel of it until I go through all 100 issues. And I'm taking it slow, guys. I want to savor this, okay? But yeah. Fallout 3 Freak 1. Hey, Andrew, what are your thoughts on the upcoming LaFreeze comic book? Will you pick it up? Uh, First of all, is yes, I will pick it up. 2 is, if Keith Giffen writes LaFreeze as enjoyable as he does in the backup to Threshold, I think I will enjoy it. I think Star Sapphire should have a book first, but she's also in New Guardians. The question is this: is we all love LaFreeze. We all do. Who doesn't love LaFreeze? Uh, Actually, by the way, I didn't mention this as Threshold issue number 3, but how funny was it when LaFreeze is sitting around the table and he's hoarding all the salt and pepper and paper towels and everything and napkins, and he's hoarding it to himself. We all love LaFreeze, but how long can you actually do a comic about him? This is a question. Is he strong enough of a character? Think about it. But I will be picking it up. It sounds like Zero Year will continue from the Red Hood scene from a while back in issue 0. This was Blue Lantern of 2814. Yes, Scott Snyder said that he is going to be continuing that Red Hood scene. Felipe 199991. Aside from the gods in Cheetah, does Wonder Woman have any enemies in New 52? In the New 52, not so much. Before the New 52, yes. And people put that as spam. It's not spam, guys. It was a legitimate question. Oscar Ortega, I hope I'm saying that right. Thanks, Andrewcutter, too, for reading my comment and saying what saying on your video. This is my question. If you were to direct a movie like Justice League and Avengers, which one of the movies would you prefer and to do, and the characters? What will you choose for your team? Justice League, because I'm more of a DC person, and I would go with the current New 52 Justice League. At least the founding members: Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg. Why? Because they're recognizable. Most people know who they are, and they're great characters. So that's what I would go for. And it's my favorite Justice League lineup. It is. The New 52, Jeff Johns, Justice League founding members is my favorite lineup. Andrew, how do you... Oh, this is Andrew Tomaslu. Again, if I mispronounce anything, I'm sorry. Andrew, how do you feel about the new Assassin's Creed 4 reveal and the Justice Gods Among Us? I'm pretty pumped for Assassin's Creed 4. They said that they fixed the problems with what they had with Assassin's Creed 3. So I'm looking forward to it. It's pirates. Arr! Pirates are awesome. And I think I said this before. I'm a sucker for pirates. I even liked all the Pirates of the Caribbean films, even the bad ones. I still like them. So I'm looking forward to it. As for Injustice Gods Among Us, I said it many times that I am pumped for that game. Pump, pump, pump. Nick Lenz, hey Andrew, 3 questions for you. First, with Ravagers being canceled with issue 12, what do you think they should do with them? Should they put them in the backup for Teen Titans, or should they make them members of the Teen Titans? A backup wouldn't be a bad idea, but I wouldn't mind some of them being members of the Teen Titans. I'm still waiting on Static to join the team. I think Static should be a member of the Teen Titans. Second, should they have a better headquarters? I think their headquarters is fine, if you're talking about the Ravagers. Third, should they have a Titans Tower in the New 52? Yeah, why not? Um, I'm impartial. It can go either way. The boat thing is kind of cool, but it's like just okay. A Titans Tower would be probably better. So yeah, Titan Tower. Son of Wokan 666. Interesting name. Why did she not slit Coil's throat in the first page? Her sword was right around his... Because I don't think that was Coil. I think that was Thrust. No, it wasn't Thrust. But I don't think it was Coil. I could be wrong. Because, yeah, it would have ended things right there. I don't think it was Coil. I think it was another ninja she was training against. Hey, and Ryan Higgins. Hey, Andrew. If you had to pick a member of the Justice League to become president of the United States, who would it be? Also, who would you like to be the final boss to be in Injustice? For your first question, a lot of people would be like, well, are you going to choose Batman? No. Batman has commitment issues. He would be incredibly smart, but he would be too busy vigilante. You can't pick Superman because he wasn't born in America. Technically, he was born on Krypton. You have to be born in the States to be a president. No, it would be Wonder Woman. She's a freaking diplomat. I think she would work well as a leader. And she's a natural born leader, so I would go with Wonder Woman. She can be the first female president, and she would be an awesome president. Probably the best next to George Washington. Also, who would you like to see as the final boss in Injustice? I mean, Darkseid would be an easy answer, but why not Superman? the story is centered around Superman being just a bad guy. If we want to go over the top, Amazo. I think Amazo would be fun. Canon Deus Ex. Hey Andrew, have you had a chance to read Chew or Saga? Bits of Saga, but none of Chew. Um, yeah. Maybe I might get them in trade. I'm not sure. Mr. Deadpool fan. Hey, there you are. You got two questions for me. I'm loving the new format. It really works well. Thank you, dude. And what in the new 52 would you like to change if you were in control of DC? A couple things. I would reintroduce a few characters: Donna, Cassandra Cain, sure, Wally. I would make it that yes, there was never a Teen Titans before this team. They were simply known as the Titans, plain flat and simple. And I would try to weave that continuity in there. Uh, Major changes. I think my major changes would just be bringing Donna back. That's the thing I'm waiting on. It's just my girl Donna. For those of you that don't know, Donna Troy is in my top 5 favorite superheroes of all time, and I want to see her back. It kills me, but we get so much good with the new 52. I can live with it. Uh, and maybe do a comic book series, 2 comic books. One, cancel a Batman book so I can do this. Do a Batman comic set in the past so you get the early years of him teaming up with Dick. And then do a Justice League book set in the early years, talking about the Justice League's early adventures. They won't do it. It's not going to happen. But that's what I would do. Hey Andrew, are you? This is Sean Boy 97. Hey Andrew, are you going to see the Man of Steel when it comes out? And do you think it will be better than the past 5 Superman movies? Yes, I will be seeing it. Do I think it will be better? I don't know. We'll have to see when it comes out. Christopher Reeves was Superman for me, but then again, those are also dated films, so maybe the CGI and everything will help things out. Last question is Canon Day X again. Hey Andrew, one more question. Do you think DC should make an animated feature of Batman in the Court of Owls arc? Actually, yeah, that would be pretty freaking awesome. I never thought of that. Yes, I do think they should. So those are the questions for the week. I would like to hear your opinions as always, and you can video respond, you can comment, and any comment that you make down in this comment box down here, I will respond to in my next Andrewcutter pick of the week poll list question and answer video. Okay? I'm gonna end this video here. I'm gonna go play some Castlevania, and then I'm gonna fall asleep at like 8 o'clock. It is 8 o'clock. Time to go to sleep. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.